All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Hetland here with the Rodeo Round Up, Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium, with the host of the Road to the American show on RFD-TV, Justin McKee. Justin, thank you so much for taking time to visit with us today.
Oh, you bet, Jason. It's good to be with you.
Man, we talk at the NFR and we talk, throughout the year, but this is something for the record book that's going to happen here on Sunday.
Well, I think so. I think there's an opportunity for greatness to begin here. I think 10 years from now we'll look back, or 20, and say, I remember when it all got started. It probably won't be without a few wrinkles and some kinks, but over the years I think they'll get ironed out, and this will be something that families can look forward to coming to every year together.
And huge news just a week or so ago from Randy Bernard, the CEO. Fred and Joe were fighting it out for that exemption down in Mesquite just last weekend, and there's a huge announcement along with some other ones down there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it kind of caught me off guard. I certainly didn't see that one coming. We were on live television, and he lined up Fred Whitfield and Joe Beaver, along with the invited exemptions in the team roping, who were going to match and see which one would move on to AT&T Stadium. Of course, that was Jake Barnes, Clay O'Brien Cooper, and Speed Williams with their partners. And at the end of the show, he said, you know what, we're going to take them all. We're going to take them all to AT&T. They all get an automatic berth into the American. And, of course, I'm pretty excited because we get to watch them one more time. I mentioned on the telecast that's probably, even though it wasn't a great run for Joe Beaver, at least we got to see his last run in competition, and that was a big deal. Well, we're still going to get to see his last one, I guess. He's got hopefully two more to go.
And some huge news within the barrel racing aspect of this American. There's the oldest ever competitor and the first male. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, there were 5 gentlemen that made it to the semifinals of Mesquite. 5 of them came in, only one made it. Clinton Sherrill is going to compete. He's a 23-year-old that is from Tennessee, and he and his family raise and train horses and very well respected within the industry, and he's a great rider. And then June Holman, this is the one, of course, only a qualifier, which means these 5 underdogs who have worked their way into the system here. If they beat the top 10 in the world, then they can get that $1 million. And in my opinion, June Holman at 70 years of age has the best chance out of all the events, I think, to maybe win that $1 million.
And we're talking about money, and Randy kind of laid another bombshell about money aspect here at the same telecast, and I think it caught every one of us off guard, and it means a whole lot more money in some people's pockets possibly.
Well, yeah, the $1 million is going to be the side pot, and if one qualifier wins, they get the whole $1 million. If 2 wins, they split it. If 3, they however many there are, they will split that $1 million. If no qualifier beats the top 10 in the world, where's that $1 million going to go? Is going to be divided amongst the winners, and so the winner in each event will win $225,000.
That's huge, and I know that you're busy. We're just getting ready for the press conference here at AT&T Stadium. What a beautiful stadium it is, by the way. Jerry Jones and the whole state of Texas doing a fantastic job bringing this along with the Iron Cowboy here this weekend.
Well, they have done a beautiful job building this. I want to call it a building. I have a hard time calling it an arena. This is a stadium. This is the classiest joint I've ever been in. It's the biggest thing I've ever been in. And you just keep walking around looking at pictures and architecture and down to the flooring. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. And then they got the big trade show right across there in the parking lot. It's going to be enormous. But I'll say this about Jerry Jones. They do everything big in Texas, and he lived up to that. And this has got to be the 9th wonder of the world right here. And I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Definitely. And, one last question. There's been a lot of talk about, the top 10 in the world from the PRCA standings are invited back for the American, and every division other than the bull riding, and we took the top 10 from the PBR. Now, I talked to Randy a couple short weeks ago over the phone, and he kind of explained to me his take. What do you see as a commentator and a host of the Road to the American? Is there some backlash or some questioning going on why that happened, or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, there's a lot of questions about why Randy does some things, but you know what? This is his playground, and he can make the rules. And his opinion is that the top 10 bull riders in the world are from the PBR. And I begged him. I personally, I begged him to find a way to get J.W. Harris in here, as an exemption. Or whatever, but I think he's one of the top 10 bull riders in the world, in my opinion. But it just didn't work out. He came within a whisker of winning one of the events, and he would have been here. That would have been ideal, in my personal opinion. That would have been ideal to have him amongst these guys, and JW have a chance at $1 million. But you never know what next year brings. Rules may change. I know the surprises will continue to come when Randy Bernard's involved, and that's one of the reasons that we're all so interested in it, because he's going to come up with some of those ideas that nobody has ever thought of, and most generally, he makes them work.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Hetland here inside AT&T Stadium, Friday night press conference prior to the extreme event, the richest one-day rodeo in the history of this sport, the RFD-TV's The American, right here with the Rodeo Roundup, Jason Hetland and Justin McKee.